Good afternoon from London, and it is indeed a bright, sunny afternoon, not like November at all. And hello from me, Dr. Dermot Hudson, the chairman of the British Group for the Study of the Juche Idea, chairman of the Korean Friendship Association of the UK, and also official delegate of the KFA for the UK, and president of the Association for the Study of Songun Politics of the UK. Now today I'm going to talk about the current situation on the Korean Peninsula, and this is basically going to be the text of the speech I gave to a joint seminar on the 6th of November a few weeks ago. This is my talk. The subject of the situation in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and around the Korean Peninsula is indeed a big and comprehensive one. At the moment, the imperialist mainstream media have tended to take the DPRK out of the news, not mentioning it much, although the hostile propaganda against the DPRK continues. Recently, the DPRK tested missiles which would have once led to hysterical headlines in the imperialist media for days on end, but this time it did not seem to do so. This is because the imperialists have experienced a policy failure on the Korean Peninsula. Military pressure and threats have not worked, sanctions have not worked, and engagements such as Donald Trump's Big Deal and his summit have not worked either. The imperialist media does not like to talk about failure, they only like to talk about success. The current situation on the Korean Peninsula is distinguished by the rapid progress of the DPRK in all fields, despite the sanctions, and by the continuation of the hostile policy of the US against the DPRK under the Biden administration. From the 1st of November to the 5th of November, the US and South Korea staged aerial war games involving F-15 and F-16 fighters. These war games were not announced prior and did not have a title. This shows the sneakiness of the US anti-DPRK policy. The DPRK recently celebrated the 73rd anniversary of the foundation of the DPRK and the 76th anniversary of the foundation of the Workers' Party of Korea. The 73rd anniversary of the foundation of the DPRK was marked by a splendid parade of the Worker, Peasant, Red Guard and Ministry of Public Security of the DPRK, including the first time in a DPRK parade, fire engines and also dogs. Today, the DPRK is the only country in the world, or one of the few countries in the world, that does not have a single case of COVID-19. This is confirmed by the World Health Organization. This is due to the strict anti-epidemic measures of the DPRK government. Self-reliance works. The DPRK has been able to shut down its borders for 21 months and still survive. Some countries would not survive for a few days, let alone nearly 2 years. At present, the UK is suffering from some shortages, which some say are due to Brexit. Self-reliance works, and we should be shouting it from the rooftops. Despite false reports by the BBC, the DPRK has reaped a bumper harvest. Respected Marshal Kim Jong-un sent a message of thanks to farm workers who'd achieved a bumper harvest despite the flooding in August. UK KFA had a Facebook posting debunking the false report of the BBC. The Korean people are working hard in the spirit of self-reliance to implement the 8th Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea, which was held in January this year. The key decisions of the Congress can be summarised as follows: strengthening the independence of the economy, tightening up the economic planning system, improving people's living standards, implementing the people-orientated policy, improving national defence, combating and eliminating anti-socialist and non-socialist practices. At the 8th Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea, respected Marshal Kim Jong-un pointed out, and I quote, "The independent, planned and people-orientated characters of the national economy should be strengthened. To this end, it is necessary to raise the functions of the state that organises economic affairs and ensure unified management of products and the principle of making sure that the fruition of economic activities is channeled into promoting the well-being of the people." End of quotation. This essentially defines the nature of the DPRK economy as an independent economy, a people-orientated economy, and a planned economy rather than a market economy. It basically rejects reform and opening up. People like NK News and Andrei Lankov, who have spent about 10 years trying to say that the DPRK is becoming capitalist, etc. This is a new form of anti-DPRK propaganda aimed at denying support for the DPRK from among socialists and communists by falsely portraying it as the same as capitalist countries, although it does indeed echo the earlier convergence theory of the imperialists and former Trotskyites like James Burnham. And James Burnham, I should say, was a US Trotskyite who actually went to work for the CIA. No surprise there, really, I suppose. We must take note that the Biden administration may avoid direct confrontation with the DPRK, but instead opt for a non-physical, ideological confrontation, which would include a renewed human rights offensive against the DPRK, plus pressure on the DPRK to, quote, reform and to, quote, open up. Among the people-orientated measures is housing construction, including the construction of 10,000 new homes in Pyongyang and housing in rural areas. This would be given to people free of charge. In Samyeong City in the far north of the DPRK last month, October, over 1,000 people moved into new homes. In Namdong-ri, South Pyongyang province, 700 families moved into new homes. At the third plenary meeting of the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, held in June, the epochal decision was taken to supply, free of charge, dairy products to all nursery and kindergarten children. Previously, they had supplied soya milk to all children, which was a decision of Chairman Kim Jong-il in the days of the arduous march, because it is a slander that children are malnourished in the DPRK. Now the DPRK is sort of going one better by not just supplying soya milk to children, but supplying dairy products as well. Other achievements have been made, such as the creation of 2,000 hectares of new land, and increases in production in many industries have been achieved. In September, many units fulfilled their third quarter plans. With regard to the question of policy towards the USA, respected Marshal Kim Jong-un made a very important speech titled "On the Orientation of the present struggle for a fresh development of socialist construction at the 5th session of the 14th Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK on the 29th of September. He exposed the US fake peace initiative, saying it is no more than a petty trick for deceiving the international community and hiding its hostile acts, and also an extension of the hostile policy pursued by successive US administrations. End of quote. He also called for the South Korean authorities to change their attitudes, and at the same time called for the reopening of the Inter-Korean communications lines or hotline. This was put into effect on the 4th of October. Similarly, Comrade Kim Yo-jong, Vice Department Director of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and a newly elected member of the State Affairs Commission of the DPRK, in a statement on the 27th of September, said that the DPRK was willing to enter into dialogue and negotiations with South Korea, even hold another Inter-Korean summit and sign an end-of-war declaration. However, the US and South Korea must end their double standards for this to happen. Peace is on our bayonets. The DPRK's self-defense potential has been further boosted. On the 16th of September this year, a rail-borne missile was successfully launched, greatly improving the tactical mobility of the DPRK strategic force. The DPRK is one of a few countries to have rail-borne missiles. A hypersonic missile was tested on the 29th of December. On the 1st of October, an anti-aircraft missile was tested, and on the 20th of October, a new type of submarine-launched ballistic missile was tested. The National Defence Exhibition was held at the Three Revolutions Exhibition in October. The opening was accompanied by a fly-past of jets and helicopters, a skydiver and a martial arts display. Marshal Kim Jong-un made a keynote speech in which he said DPRK's weapons are not targeted against any country and they are a deterrent. He dismissed the idea that the US was not hostile. So, to conclude, the US hostile policy continues, and although the DPRK is not in the news, we must step up our solidarity with the DPRK. KFA UK has played its part by holding many online meetings and taking the initiative in launching an online monthly journal, People's Korea Today. So, that's the end of my talk. I will be making another video in the next few days about the successful KFA international meeting, the 21st international meeting of KFA, which was held despite the COVID-19 pandemic and despite efforts by the reactionary hostile forces and people like the BBC to shut down KFA. But, we managed to hold the international meeting, and what a great thing it was. So, as well as doing a video on it, we will have an online meeting to report back on the 20th of November at 7 p.m. It will be on Skype. There's details on Facebook and Twitter. We've also got the 11th part of our online Juche Idea study course on the 27th of November, and we will be holding a real life meeting at the beginning of December to commemorate the passing away of the great leader, Comrade Kim Jong-il. So please, look out for our activities, and please give us the support we deserve. We can be more effective with your support. And I'd also announce that my book, The Great Conspiracy Against People's Korea, the manuscript has now been completed and editing, and hopefully in the next few days this will be published on lulu.com, and it will be available for sale. So also please look at our publications spot on lulu.com. There's many books on there, and it's a good way to support us. You can also donate directly to KFA UK as well. I say thank you for listening. Thanks to all the new subscribers to the channel. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to it. It's Songun 007, and our associated channel, Korean Friendship Association of the UK. Have a great day, enjoy the autumn sunshine, and goodbye.